How you guys doing? My name's Anthony Blakey. I'm with Control Products, and today I'm going to be showing you how to cut springs, cone them, all about safety and what you need just in case you get in trouble and you need to reverse your cycle. Spring order right here, it's 273 by 2, so it's 2 inches in diameter and it's 40 inches long. So we're going to come over here, all labeled from 207 all the way down to 295. Get a piece of chalk, something that you can easily see well on the spring because they are dark to see. Go to the very end of the coil, place a little mark. And I like to put a little arrow so I know which way to cut so I'm not confused. We're going to put our safety glasses on because this will blind you. It will literally blind you. So we'll turn our gas on right here, get our igniter. Now you don't need it this high, you can turn it down to about right here, considering it's not very thick. Then we'll turn our oxygen on. Get that nice blue flame. We'll come over here. Makes it easier cut. Just about middle hot and cut it. 40-inch piece. I like to close the vise. Keep it about halfway out. Get this coil, make sure it's sticking straight up. Get a crescent or whatever tool you're going to use to bend it. I use a crescent because it's the easiest. Now you just lift up a little bit. Just give it a nice little lip. Yep. Come over here, pull it a little bit out, retighten it. Grab whatever cones you're using. Usually I like to get the Super Slick, spray it in. Makes the cones easier to turn. Start it with your hands. As soon as it's started, grab whatever piece you guys are using, place this top one in here, second one inside the cone, and just turn it right almost to the other side. But remember, you don't want to cover these holes. If you continue going, it's harder for the garage door people themselves to actually put the springs on. So I like to go right before it. Loosen it, switch it around. That same thing with that lip right here, beginning of the coil. Just give it a little lip. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna get the Super Slick, spray in here a little bit. Get your right side. Nice little turn till it's in. And then you can use your own winding bars, and you just wind it all the way till you see this first little notch mark right here. And then that's it. You're basically done with the 2-inch cones. 40 inches a piece. This is only the right. Usually they'll come in pairs, left, rights, just whatever the customer orders. Gas, oxygen, and this is just to really regulate the oxygen, but we don't use this knob too much. We actually don't use it at all. We just use these two. Cool. You got your just making those sparks. So we'll put our safety glasses on. Gas on. Igniter right there. We don't need it that bright, so turn down right here. Gas. And we'll turn our oxygen on. Over here. Send that spring down. Right on that cut. As soon as you start to see it sparkle like that, it's going to give it a little touch. Do the same process. We'll put it right in the middle. Get your crescent and lift it up just a tiny bit. Enough to make the cones go on real easy, because if you don't do that, it makes the cones really hard. Give it a little spray. Same thing, we're just gonna put this on. It's too tight. And we're gonna grab our... These ones I like to go to the very end, because our bolts here are wider than the springs themselves, so you can go to the very end. And here's the left spring is now done. Cool. Now with these ones, we gotta bend this. Since we went to the middle, we gotta bend that back inside the cone. So I'm gonna bring it over to the torch. There's a hammer that's got a nice, hard, flat surface and one that's got a pointy surface. This is what the cones coming in for it. Make sure it's red but not sparkly. If it's sparkly, you've gone too far and it's ready to cut. Up there, the flat end. Switch it. All right, so today's basics we covered. The safety. Safety always first. Make sure you have your goggles on and your gloves. You do not want to get burned or blinded. Also, we covered how to measure our 2-inch, our 2 5/8, and our 3 3/8 coils that we need. If you leave those little notches, it'll definitely help you in the long run. My name is Anthony Blakey and I work for Control Products Denver, and if you're into the building springs, then I wish you good luck because it's pretty fun.